Welcome back to our series on the Roman emperors. Last time, we witnessed the golden age of Augustus, an era of peace, prosperity, and magnificent marble cities. But as the first emperor grew old, a critical question echoed through the halls of power. Who would rule next? The answer was a man who never wanted the throne, a figure waiting in the shadows: Tiberius Clodius Nero. Born in 42 BCE, Tiberius was a product of ancient Roman aristocracy. His life took a dramatic turn when his mother, the ambitious Livia Drusilla, divorced his father to marry the future emperor, Augustus. Suddenly, the quiet, serious boy was thrust into the imperial family. Tiberius grew into a tall, imposing man, but he was always distant, preferring the solitude of his studies in philosophy and military strategy over the glamorous chaos of court life. He wasn't charming, he was disciplined. And on the battlefield, that discipline made him a genius. As a general in Germany and Pannonia, his calm command and ruthless efficiency expanded Rome's borders. His soldiers respected him deeply. He was fair, never boastful, and led from the front. But back in Rome, the people saw him differently. They found him cold, emotionless, and unapproachable. Even Augustus, his stepfather, recognized his military skill, but doubted his ability to win the hearts of the people. For a brief time, Tiberius found happiness. He married Vipsania, a union of genuine affection. He loved her dearly, and she was the anchor of his world. But the cruel hand of politics intervened. To secure the line of succession, Augustus ordered Tiberius to divorce the woman he loved and marry his own daughter, the notoriously unfaithful Julia. Heartbroken, Tiberius obeyed. The public humiliation and personal loss broke something inside him. He retreated into a bitter silence. Feeling trapped and disgusted by the court, he chose a self-imposed exile on the Greek island of Rhodes. While he lived humbly, studying philosophy and the stars, tragedy was unfolding back in Rome. One by one, Augustus's chosen heirs died young. With no one else left, the emperor had no choice but to summon his reluctant stepson back. Tiberius returned not with ambition, but with a heavy sense of resignation. Augustus formally adopted him, making him his son and heir. It was a duty he accepted without a shred of desire. Once again, he proved his worth to the empire. In 09 CE, after the disastrous loss of 3 legions in the Teutoburg forest, it was Tiberius who marched north, restored order, and saved the Rhine frontier from collapse. He was indispensable, a protector of Rome, even if he was never truly loved by its leader. Then, in 14 CE, Augustus died. The father of the empire was gone. As Rome mourned, a hesitant Tiberius stood before the Senate. "Who am I?" he asked softly, "to replace Augustus?" But the empire needed a leader, and the Senate insisted. Reluctantly, Tiberius accepted, becoming Rome's second emperor. His reign began under the immense shadow of his predecessor. He swore to maintain Augustus's system, promising stability and order, and he delivered. Rome remained peaceful and well-managed. But the warmth was gone. The people whispered that he ruled like a general, not a father. He was cautious, formal, and distrustful of everyone, hating flattery and fearing betrayal at every turn. His powerful mother, Livia, continued to guide and manipulate him from behind the scenes. Together, they kept the empire stable, but it was a cold, loveless stability. Beneath the calm surface of Tiberius's Rome, the seeds of tension and paranoia were quietly being sown, setting the stage for a dark and troubled future. As the years wore on, the weight of the purple robe pressed heavily on Tiberius. He grew increasingly withdrawn, a shadow in the halls of power he was meant to command. The endless ceremonies, the insincere flattery, the constant political maneuvering, he despised it all. This vacuum of interest at the top created an opportunity, and a man named Sejanus was ready to fill it. As head of the powerful Praetorian Guard, Sejanus became Tiberius's most trusted confidant, the one man who seemed to understand his weariness. But Sejanus didn't just want the emperor's trust, he wanted his throne. He began his silent coup with whispers. He planted seeds of doubt against members of the imperial family, skillfully turning Tiberius against his own kin. One by one, rivals to the throne were accused, exiled, or worse. Lost in his own disillusionment, Tiberius failed to see the viper he was nurturing. In Rome, a chill settled over the Senate. Loyalty gave way to fear, as every senator wondered who would be next. Finally, in the year 26 CE, Tiberius had enough. He left Rome, the city he had come to loathe, and never returned. He sailed to the beautiful, isolated island of Capri, seeking the peace that the capital had stolen from him. From his magnificent villa perched high above the sparkling sea, Tiberius ruled the largest empire in the world by letter. Astonishingly, the imperial machine kept running smoothly. The provinces were secure, the legions were paid, and the grain supply was stable. The empire had an emperor, but he was a ghost, a name on a piece of parchment. Back in Rome, Sejanus seized the moment. With Tiberius gone, he was the de facto ruler. Arrests became commonplace, followed by sham trials and swift executions. An atmosphere of terror descended upon the city, with families fearing the whispers of secret informers who could denounce anyone at any time. Statues of Sejanus began appearing next to those of Tiberius. It seemed to all the world that Rome had a new master. But power makes men careless. Sejanus went too far, and word of his ultimate ambition, his plot to seize the throne for himself, finally reached the reclusive emperor on Capri. The betrayal cut Tiberius to his core. The one man he had trusted had been playing him for a fool. His response was swift and ruthless. In 31 CE, a letter from Tiberius was read aloud in the Senate. It began with praise for Sejanus before suddenly, shockingly, denouncing him as a traitor and ordering his immediate arrest and execution. The puppet master who had terrorized Rome for years was dead within hours. The city was stunned. But the nightmare wasn't over. The betrayal shattered what little trust Tiberius had left in humanity. His paranoia, once a quiet suspicion, now became a raging fire. He ordered a brutal purge of anyone even remotely connected to Sejanus. Friends, allies, and their families were rounded up and executed. The streets of Rome once again ran with blood, this time on the orders of an unseen emperor ruling from his island fortress. His letters from Capri became colder, crueler, filled with suspicion and rage. He trusted no one, not his family, not the Senate, not his oldest friends. Rumors spread about his strange, isolated life, surrounded only by astrologers and spies, reading reports of executions with a chilling detachment. The honorable soldier was gone, replaced by a recluse haunted by a world he believed was entirely against him. His health began to fail, his spirit long since broken. In a grim irony, the empire he governed with such bitter suspicion remained stable and prosperous. As his end neared, he had to name an heir. He chose his great-nephew, the young and charming Caligula. The boy's charisma seemed to soothe the old emperor, but secretly Caligula was just waiting for him to die. In 37 CE, while at a villa in Misenum, Tiberius fell gravely ill. His death was officially due to his sickness, but rumors flew that Caligula had smothered him with a pillow to hasten his own succession. When the news of Tiberius's death reached Rome, the Senate and the people rejoiced. Their long winter of fear was finally over. They celebrated the end of a tyrant. Yet history's judgment is more complicated. Tiberius died hated, but he left behind a secure, well-managed empire. His dark and troubled reign proved that stability could exist without glory, that an empire could thrive even when its emperor was miserable. Historians like Tacitus paint him as a cruel tyrant, while others like Suetonius see a tragic figure, broken by duty. But perhaps the simplest truth is this: Tiberius never wanted to be emperor. He wanted the freedom of a private citizen, not the gilded cage of a throne. The empire, however, never releases those it crowns. Duty was his chain, and silence was his shield. His profound loneliness became his defining legacy, a powerful warning that power given to one who does not desire it can become a curse. As the shores of Capri fade into memory, so does the story of the emperor who wanted nothing more than to be left alone. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more journeys into history.